What's up? What's up? What's up, family? Yes. Saturday morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome from wherever you are tuning in from around the world. I just want to say welcome to you. My name is Lorenzo Daughtry Chambers, and I'm really excited to be here this morning with all of us as we move into discussing the fourth industrial revolution. But before we go into all of that, as I get set up, first of all, I just want to say this is my first time doing a live in this format, in this topic. We are bound to have some kind of technical difficulties. We are bound to have some kind of issues. But I wanted to come here. I had to choose between consistent and powerful breakthroughs in every. That is the kind of technical difficulty I'm referring to. So, like, share if you care. But this is the first time I'm using this system. This is the first time we are doing Level Up Saturday. And so I want to provide value for all of you. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. And I'm going to ask that you go ahead and you like and you share the broadcast with someone. I believe that what we're going to cover today has the potential to take you up, and over the top in the future. And so I'm getting my phone out. I have it here. I'm checking Instagram. Those of you that are on Instagram, you're seeing me. You can also catch us on um, YouTube, and you can also catch us on Instagram and Facebook. Now, what's powerful about this is when I used to be an athlete, they used to say that we need to get reps. We need to get reps. Lorenzo, what does it mean we need to get reps? Well, what happens is you need to practice. Okay, so this is my practice. I'm waking up Saturday morning, making the commitment to be in place. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to get started and discuss the fourth industrial revolution. And the reason I'm doing this Level Up Saturday is because I want to add value to you. I want to help people live a happier, healthier, more wealthier life in every area. And what I know is that this information has the potential to help you do just that. What I also know is that many people in our communities are not taking advantage or are not aware of what's actually currently happening. And so we are so excited and we are so blessed. It's Level Up Saturday. Come on now. Yeah, it's Level Up Saturday. We're so excited. We're so excited. So I'm practicing. We're using Restream. I am a coach. I am a consultant. I am an author. And so everything I do is designed to help people succeed, to help people win, to help people do better. And so that's the spirit that I'm coming to us all in this morning. Um, and so we're super excited to discuss this topic that is so important, and that is so relevant. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Today's agenda, we're going to start with a introduction, and then we're going to discuss what the fourth industrial revolution is, and then why it matters. Okay, why this fourth industrial revolution matters, why we should really care. Then we're going to look at some of the key themes of the fourth industrial revolution. How is this revolution categorized? We're going to look at how this revolution is distinct. Then we're going to look at the challenges and opportunities that are in front of us. And then finally, we'll end with our discussion. So that will be our agenda for this morning. We'll be here for an hour or less. We're going to be strong. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can be sure to lift them up in the comments. Like I mentioned, first time out in this format. I might miss them. I understand there are some delays between the different platforms, but I'm super excited about what we're building. Also, before we get started, I want you to know that everything I am doing, you can do wherever you are from the comfort of your home. And that's going to come into play a little bit later. So, what I want to do is get started with a video that I think will help us frame our conversation for this morning.
Hey, and welcome to this section on the fundamentals. I want to thank you again for being here, finding yourself at this place at this time. Not many people take the actions that are necessary. So before we get into the bulk of our course, I just want to frame some things for you that I think are super important. So in this concept that we're framing, I want to talk about very briefly the digital age and the fourth industrial revolution. These are concepts that you might hear me speak on a lot even as the course continues. So the fourth industrial revolution is where we are now. Some of you know about the first industrial revolution, which harnessed the power of water and steam. And that created and shifted the way we as human beings related to the world around us. We got the steam engine and things of that sort. The second industrial revolution harnessed the power of electricity to create mass production. This too was another shift in the way we as human beings related to ourselves and the world around us. The third industrial revolution came in with technology, with the internet, and with digitization. And now this fourth industrial revolution deals with AI, automation, and technology. Very quickly, let me frame something for you. This fourth industrial revolution is to the third industrial revolution what the second industrial revolution was to the first industrial revolution. Let me explain. In the first industrial revolution, we used steam power to do the beginnings of mechanization. The second industrial revolution asked the question, how can we do this better, faster, and stronger? How can we use the technology of the first industrial revolution to do things better, faster, stronger, make things cheaper? The fourth industrial revolution builds on the third industrial revolution, and it asks the question, how can we use the technology of the third industrial revolution to do things better, faster, stronger, and cheaper? Give me just a few more minutes and I promise you I'm going to shift, hopefully, something for you. The United Nations projects that by 2030, 800 million jobs or more are going to be lost due to automation. Now that we are forced inside, now that we're sheltered and placed and locked in, people are forced to look at what technology can do for them and how it can impact them. So where people would have in 5 years or 7 years focused on how to get into technology, now they're doing it because it's a matter of survival. Right now, if we don't pivot, we run the risk of perishing or becoming obsolete. Many people at the time of me making this course, at the time of me shooting this video, still think we're going back to normal. They believe, they understand, to no fault of their own, they think that we're only dealing with COVID-19, not realizing we're in the midst of a much larger revolution. So if you can place yourself within the context of the fourth industrial revolution, coupled with COVID-19, and put yourself in history, begin to project into the future at what is necessary. Half of the world's population is already active online. The future of the world is digital. And so I want to commend you for being here.
All right. So the future of the world is digital. So some of you might be asking, Lorenzo, why is this so important? And the reason is because we are literally in the middle of a revolution. We are literally in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution dealt with steam power. Before there was steam power, it was said that we've made more progress in the last 300 years than we have in the last 10,000 years. An industrial revolution is something that completely changes the way a society lives, the way a society moves, the way people migrate, the way people communicate. And so, as you saw in that video, the first industrial revolution, it dealt with steam power. And steam power gave us railroads. It helped move us into the consciousness of the telegram, excuse me, where now people were able to travel more rapidly and communicate more rapidly. Then the second industrial revolution dealt with electricity and mechanization. And that's where we got the Model T plant from. It is said that what the second industrial revolution is to the first industrial revolution is what this fourth industrial revolution is to the third industrial revolution. I'm going to explain that again. The second industrial revolution asked the question, how can we use the technologies and consciousness of the first revolution to do this better, to do this faster, and to do this cheaper? And I'm sharing out the live, making sure everything was okay. The fourth industrial revolution is going to ask the question, how can we use the technologies and the consciousness and the competence of the third industrial revolution for our betterment, to do things better, faster, and cheaper now? Let's take a look at something that I think is so interesting and that begins to give us some perspective as it relates to what is possible. So here is a Ford Model T production plant. This is the second industrial revolution. People were making parts, right, by hand. They were leveraging the assembly line. And this, in and of itself, was revolutionary. This was something that was new at the time, where instead of having specialists and instead of having people that were dedicated for one task, or the whole task, rather, you now had individuals who were dedicated to just one task. They would literally, you see these guys here, and they're tightening one bolt and going to the next thing, tightening one bolt, going to the next thing. But what it did was it sped up production. And so you can see this assembly line. This is the second industrial revolution, right? He's putting together the spokes of the wheel. This is so interesting. And so in the second industrial revolution, we got cars, we got factories. Life for human beings changed rapidly. And so this is the second industrial revolution. But I want you to take a look at something, because this is what we're going to deal with for the rest of our time. This is a modern day factory, and this is a Tesla factory, where we are now seeing that everything is automated, right? We saw one person so far in the video, a couple of folks, but by and large, everything is automated. This means that things are sped up and moving more rapidly. This means that things are uh, done. This is amazing, by computers. Okay. And so this is what we're facing, looking at how can we use the technology. In the third industrial revolution, we got the computer, right? This is uh, technology that allows us to automate things, technology that allows us to move things. This is absolutely amazing to me. So in that third industrial revolution, we got the internet, right? We got the computer. And in the fourth industrial revolution, we're looking at automation and AI, where now we have computers handling the bulk of tasks for us, right? And this is something that we need to become aware of because it has implications for the rest of our lives. This has implications about our future. This is going to impact how not only we live, but also how our children live. And so, this is something that I'm super committed to sharing with people, also from the perspective of that if we get this and when we understand this, some people are going to make billions of dollars. Some people are going to make millions of dollars. Some people are going to shift the trajectory of their families' lives. Um, but not only that, what's powerful about it is if we don't understand this and if we don't become versed with this, we're going to be left behind and we're going to have some issues. So as we looked at it, the fourth industrial revolution, it was a phrase, a title coined by a man named Klaus Schwab, and he is the chairman of the World Economic Forum. And you will also hear the term Industry 4.0. There are so many pieces to this. And honestly, you've probably heard about this before. But this is something that is so important for all of us to anchor in. And also, I want us to shift our minds because if we can become acquainted with this, like I said, some of us can do really, really well. And the fact of the matter is, as we will discuss, our way of life is about to drastically shift. Our way of life is going to never be the same again. Lorenzo, what do you mean? Well, robots are getting ready to take a bunch of jobs. We're getting ready to have human beings that look like cyborgs. Listen, listen, listen. I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's take a look at this. The fourth industrial revolution marks the beginning of the imagination age. And these are the key themes of this revolution. The first is interconnection. So, machines, devices, sensors, and people will all begin to communicate in new and innovative ways. We know about it with some of you have heard about microchips. I don't have a judgment on it, but microchips will become a regular part of our lives. The interaction of technology and humanity is going to be very huge. And then information transparency is another key theme, okay, of this revolution. And what this transparency is the interconnectivity allows data and information to be shared at such a pace that it actually increases the functionalities, right? So the feedback loop is going to be a lot shorter. There will be data at every turn. Right now, people are gathering your data. Social companies are gathering your data on Facebook. The reason they're able to let it be free is because um, your data is so valuable. And so, as we continue to share data, as the machines continue to learn, what we're going to see is an optimization in the functionality of the system, is an optimization in um, how things are run, and the feedback loop in terms of how long it takes to make things better. The next key theme of this revolution is technical assistance. Um, this is important. Sorry, I'm over here in the background doing something else. I've been using the times when I'm off camera to like check my phone and the live and all of that. But I'm realizing in this iteration that this might not work. I'm also trying to figure out how to get this Lorenzo Daughtry Chambers off the side of my screen. So these are some of the meta moments when you're live. So let's dive back into it. So what happens is the technology is going to help us make better decisions, right? Technology is going to help us what we call BFS, be bigger, faster, stronger. Technology is going to help us, like we saw with the automation of the plant, it's going to help us do things more safely, more wisely, more intelligently, and more quickly. And then also, we're going to see decentralized decision making where technology will actually begin to make a lot of the decisions for us. And the reason that is because when you code some technology, when you set it to do something, the technology does not have human error. It's able to consistently do the same thing with precision. And so what we're going to see is that things that are not um, as difficult can be automated away. And then what you're going to find is that people are going to begin to rely on technology more and more. And so, what I want to do now is let's take a quick moment. I want to share with you an opportunity or service from one of our sponsors. That's all right. That is all right indeed. That was LJ Social Digital Marketing Agency. If you have a need for digital marketing services, LJ Social is your go to digital marketing agency, website, social media marketing, you name it, they have it. And we want to thank them for being a support to this program in our very, very first program. And shout out to my wife, Sarah Daughtry Chambers. I love you, honey. All right. So this revolution is distinct. And listen, I want to shout somebody out because you are, whether you're watching me now or whether you're watching me on the replay, you are like literally hanging out and you are looking at the fourth industrial revolution. And so I commend you. I think you're a leader in the future and it's going to be very powerful. So the distinctiveness of this revolution, some people are saying, well, Lorenzo, and what I really want to do is anchor this idea of the fourth industrial revolution is to the third, what the second industrial revolution is to the first. So what do you mean, Lorenzo? Well, first, what we're seeing is the velocity of the changes that are taking place is unprecedented. The velocity is unprecedented. And then what we're seeing also is that this revolution is shifting the scope of every system, right? The totality, the entirety. We're looking at changes to the educational system because of technology, manufacturing, trucking, um, retail, literally every industry is being impacted as we speak. And so if you're either in an industry or looking to get into an industry, this is great information. And then finally, there are entirely new policies that are being created, right? Because of what is getting ready to happen and what is happening. And so again, we want to be at the forefront. We want to be out front. We want to be, I guess, what's the word or phrase I'm looking for? We want to be ahead of the curve. We want to be prepared, right? And as we're able to do that, that is what allows us to be set up for the future. And so here are some of the components, some of the things that when you begin to interact with them, you're able to say, okay, I'm distinctly looking at this fourth industrial revolution. This is what I'm dealing with. And so anything, most things dealing with mobile devices, the Internet of Things is going to be super important for us in the future. The Internet of Things is going to be super important. Think about the possibilities of interconnectivity. When we look at smart cities, when we look at smart cars, when we look at smart shopping, already we're seeing these models. There's a store in New York City where you can go in and it's an Amazon store and you don't have to have, I believe it's any cash, but also there are no cashiers. Everything is automated. But even at a lower level, we're seeing where fast food chains are beginning to automate and to move some of the workers out of the chain. They are looking at smart cars. Yes, we know about Tesla, but in the future, the smart car will become an imperative. Why, Lorenzo? Because what they're looking at are the possibilities when you have a bunch of smart cars connected to one another, the impact, the implications on traffic flow, on speed, on accidents. They are propositioning that when all of the cars are linked together, traffic will flow more smoothly, there will be less accidents, and things overall will be well. You all may work in a building where the lights go on and off automatically to save energy, et cetera, et cetera. You can, in even your homes, right? Your smart homes, you can speak to Alexa, you can speak to Siri. You can clap things on, you can control things with your smartphone. Well, now imagine when the whole city is hooked up and wired this way. And so this is what they're looking at. This is what they are attempting to do and are doing in this moment. And that's known as the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is how everything relates, it's how everything comes together. The Internet of Things is how things can be meshed on a network so that it works seamlessly. We're also looking at location detection technologies. Some of you have seen the little Apple key tag where you just put it on and you can, wherever anyone is, advanced human machine interfaces. I want to talk about this for just a second because we're about to have smart humans, y'all. Human genome editing is becoming much more popular, looking at DNA sequencing, things that, again, will help people live longer, bigger, faster, stronger, healthier lives. And so this is the focus of the future that's happening now. And I shudder to think that not shudder to think, I think it's actually very reasonable to consider that many people um are just too tired, too overwhelmed with what's going on now to think about the future. And that is one of the reasons why you need someone to help you to think about the future. Okay. You need someone that's going to um, help you think about how to live a happier, healthier, wealthier, more prosperous life overall. Okay. So these are the components. You can take a picture of this. You can go back whenever you would like to, and it's just a powerful, powerful, powerful piece. We're not going to go through all of these at this moment, but what we want to do is give you some vocabulary and language. Okay. The purpose of today is, I know I've thrown a lot of information at you. I think it's good. I think you should take some notes. If you did not know about this already, this is brand new. Great. If you did know about this already, we're giving some details and we're going to go even deeper. And I think it's going to be a benefit and a blessing to you. I hope it is. I sincerely hope it is. Um, Awesome. So the language, some of the buckets that I want you to consider, um, looking at four main areas. As we look at the term or the phrase, a smart factory, okay? Um, Industry 4.0. These are terms, this is language that you are going to hear more and more often that you're probably hearing already. And so the buckets of this revolution are cyber physical systems, the interaction, right, between humans and electronics and technology and AI and automation. And then also the Internet of Things. So if you're listening in the background, you're probably like, wow, this has major implications for humanity. Yes, you're absolutely right. So those cyber physical systems. Then you have the Internet of Things. Like literally, family, they're trying to hook up everything to work together. And so if you can figure out a business, if you one, you're going to make a mint, but two, if you're a leader, you're going to need to lead people through this and have language for this, but also have the insight um, for how to be a blessing, how to handle this, how to navigate this, how to travel through this, how to traverse through this. And then you have the on demand availability of computer system resources. So, like at any time, for example, you'll be able to grab your phone as you do now, and you'll be able to do almost anything. And think about what that will mean in the future as technology grows, as they look at the metaverse, look at things like 3D imaging. I mean, there's so much. And then you have cognitive computing, which is smart computing. Okay. Um, so this is absolutely amazing. What I want to do right now is I want to go into something else that I think can help or be an asset to you. So here is a free offer from yours truly.
We are in the midst of one of the most turbulent times in human history. And because of the COVID 19 pandemic, we've had to find ourselves shifting out of sole reliance on the brick and the mortar into reliance on the click and the order. That's why I would like to help you with a digital strategy for 2021. In fact, I'm calling it a digital power strategy. The truth is that the majority of people online right now are looking to transact with you. They're going to look you up before they even decide to do business with you. And so, if you do not have a robust digital strategy, I want to help you. And so, here's what I'm offering. It's actually really unique for the new year. And because we're so interested in helping others, and because honestly, we've done well this past year, we're looking to assist some business owners. Listen, I'm going to give you a free opportunity to get on the phone with either myself or one of my coaches, one of my experts, one of my strategists. And what we're going to do is this: we're going to listen to where you are, to where you want to be, what your visions are, and what your goals are. And then we're going to help you identify what we call low hanging fruit, things that you can do right now to help you shift something immediately in what you're interested in. Then, to end the call, we're going to give you 3 strategies that you could implement immediately yourself to help you move the needle forward and ahead. So read the description, understand more what's going on, or just go ahead and click the button. There's a brief survey so we can know and understand who you are and what you're about so that we can prepare for you. And then after that, you will schedule your call to speak with a digital expert. I'm so excited to serve you, to work with you. Every one of the calls that I do personally myself or one of my team members does, it is absolutely amazing. Whether you choose to continue to work with us or not, you're going to get such tremendous value that you're going to want to tell your family and friends. And it's my personal mission to help you win and to see nobody left behind. So click the link, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. And you might even be on the phone one on one with me. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Yeah. So take advantage of that offer. That was a brief commercial. You can visit my website, www.winwithlorenzo.com. On that first page, you can see that there is a time for a free discovery call, a time for coaching, or you can DM me, and I'll love to get myself or one of my folks on the phone with you for free strategy. So let's dive right back into it. Um, the challenges of this revolution are many, but there are also so many opportunities, family. So the first challenges that we'll look at are economic challenges, right? There are social challenges, there are political challenges, there are organizational challenges. But as a leader, as someone who has the future in their hands, you are the one that is going to provide the solutions to these challenges. So, on one challenge is the high economic cost of all of this, right? It takes a lot of money to build and to automate and to make things connect and to get things up into the cloud, but the opportunity is that a lot of money is going to be made. A lot of folks are going to, it's a generational wealth shift. And so I want to speak to someone who maybe you're a leader, an entrepreneur, a business owner, to really push in on technology and automation and digital things in your business, because that's going to be something that makes the difference for you. Then you have social challenges, right? Listen, it is going to fundamentally shift what it means to be a human being when jobs are automated away. Okay, let's look at a practical example. Truck driving is the most employs the most people in something like 26 or 27 states in the United States. Okay, now automation is going to begin to automate trucks, right? You're going to have driverless trucks and different systems of the sort. This means that people are going to lose their jobs due to automation, right? What is going to happen when so many people at scale are forced out of a job because they've lost it to a robot? What this means is that there is going to be a fundamental shift in what it means to be human. Right now, our value as human beings is largely tied to what we produce. Well, if you're not producing anything, if you're not generating anything, because a computer is now generating it, what does that mean for your self worth? What does that mean for our brothers and sisters who don't have the skills and the tools to shift industries or to just do something else? People have been working their entire lives. And so, again, as a leader, as a business owner, you are the one to sh- shift and steer people through this process. And so we're going to have shifts in what it means to be human. We're going to have to look about at what is value again. We're going to have to instill in people that you are not your job, you are not what you do, but you are valuable because God says that you are, because you have a purpose. Now watch this. What gets even more interesting and what becomes an opportunity is that we will connect with purpose and destiny even more. We'll also have to look at community differently. We'll have to say, how do we take care of everyone? And so you'll hear, and you might have heard about universal basic income. Universal basic income is this idea that people need to be guaranteed a certain standard of living. And so what you're going to see is that as jobs are taken, as jobs are automated away, you're going to find that universal basic income is going to become a topic. But again, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you're going to have to prepare people and tell people that, listen, you are valuable and it's not your fault what is happening. This is where we are as a society. And if we begin now, my God, this is a part of why I'm doing this. If somebody can get this, if somebody can hear me, if we can begin now, if you can start now, you can actually be on the cutting edge of this. You can be on the cutting edge of the metaverse. You can be on the cutting edge of automation. You can get into an industry and become a literal billionaire, not for yourself, but because you'll have to take care of others. Oh, I get hype and excited. Let me keep going. There are also political challenges, right? We talked about the regulations that are coming. Well, there are also opportunities that are there. We look at cryptocurrency and how cryptocurrency is impacting the political landscape. It's outside of government. It's not regulated by the traditional banking system. And so it's even changing how people relate to each other financially. It's changing the way people communicate. It's changing the trust in the transactions. And so, one challenge are the lack of regulations and this new landscape we'll have to move through. But it's also an opportunity because there will be some leaders who are not business focused, but you're community and politics focused, right? And you're going to be influential when it comes to the legislation. You're going to be influential when it comes to the movement. And finally, organizations are shifting. Organizations are shifting rapidly. Um, and so, yeah, those are some of the challenges and opportunities. So, what I am thinking is I'm going to pause because my whole purpose um, is and was to just start the conversation on this Level Up Saturday. This was heavy for Saturday. So shout out to y'all if you stuck out there with me. If you're still watching or if you're on the replay, shout out to you. You can fast forward, go to different parts. Um, I'm super excited. What I want to do now, I think, is I want to, having given you all of that information, let's go through one more resource very quickly. I think that can help you. It's a tool.
This tool is
It's a tool called the Clarity Tool.
This tool is simply called the Clarity Tool, and I'm going to ask you to answer 4 simple questions. The first question is, what is your current status? Where are you? Where are you in your business? Where are you in your family? Where are you in your work? Right now, I'm making X amount of money and I'm looking to make more. Where are you in your ministry? I'm reaching X amount of people. I'm looking to make more. I'm living here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Where are you? Describe your current situation. Question number 2, I want you to project into the future. And I want you to look at 1 year from now, where will you be? And so for question number 2, I want you to look and consider, what are your 1 year goals from now? What are you looking to achieve a year from now? If you project yourself into the future a year from now and you look back, what will you see? What will you have accomplished? Step number 3, or question number 3, I want you to ask yourself, why are these goals important? For what you're looking to achieve a year from now, why is it important to you to achieve those goals? It's one thing to set a goal, but it's another to know why achieving your goal is important. If you're connected to why achieving your goal is important, when it gets a little tough or when it gets a little bit difficult, you're going to push through and you're going to keep going. And so that's what we want to get to here. Why is achieving your goals important? And then the last and final question for this exercise is simply, what are the capabilities you need to achieve the goal? You know you have a goal, you see it, you see the end in mind. You know you're going to get there. I'm going to help you get there. You're going to help yourself get there. You know why the goal is important. Now I want you to think about, what are the capabilities you need to achieve your goal? What knowledge and skill sets, what information and resources do you need? What is it? What's missing so that you can fill it in? It should take you just about 5 minutes or so, but the implications, the impact of this will be so powerful for you. I want you to fill this out.
All right. Let's give that a hand, show that some respect. Uh, so you can actually get a copy of that particular resource. You can see the video and get the text, the worksheet on my website. It's www.winwithlorenzo.com. That's on my website. You can get that there. You can sign up for the free opportunity there also. Um, but I want you to have some clarity about the future. I want you to think about your future, the possibilities that are ahead of you. This section today was simply about putting something into your hearing to consider. If you have been thinking about doing something differently, I would say go ahead and do it. If you've been thinking about shifting something, I would say go ahead and do it. It's so powerful, the opportunities that are in front of you, and you're not crazy. You are feeling the way you're feeling because we're on the brink of history. And so there's more life ahead of you. And so I want to encourage you to prepare yourself for this fourth industrial revolution, to know that it is here, not that it is coming, but it is here. And so it is imperative. It behooves you to get your organization, your business, your ministry, all ready for success in the future. And so there's one more thing that I want to show you. It's an offer, it's an opportunity. I'm experimenting here, having some fun. Thank you so much for joining.
For many people, the idea of running Facebook ads and ad campaigns is daunting. And the truth is, if you don't know what you're doing or if you're new, it actually can be a pain in the behind. And so that's why I'd love to have myself and my team do it for you. Most people know that right now, Facebook marketing and ads are one of the fastest and best ways to grow your business, organization, or ministry, but people don't know how to access it. So what I've done is created an offer at a pretty steep discount that I'm going to present to you now. The first step is we're going to set up your business manager account on Facebook. We're going to make sure that all of your tracking pixels are installed, your pages are set up and synced correctly, and that your targeting is ready to go. The second step is we're going to get with you and we're going to hear about your offer and what your goals are so that we can get in position to target the right people. The third step is myself or a member of my team will get on a Zoom call with you and they'll walk you through as they set up your campaign. And they'll make sure that all of the copy, all of the images, all of the videos, everything is set up there right for you. So all you have to do is press go. So I'm presenting this to you at a deep discount. It's to get you jump started quickly, get your ads set up so that you can be ready to rock and roll in the new year. So go to the bottom of the page, insert your information, and we will see you on the other side. Peace.
Yes, yes, yes. If you have a need, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, Twitter ads, if you're selling something, if you any of the sort, yeah, you can contact us, winwithlorenzo.com. I'd love to have LJ Social do that work for you. So thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being present. I am thinking the last thing we will do is I want to encourage you. I'm thinking I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to give you one more tool that will help you think about the future in a different way. It's a great tool. It's called the right hand, left hand tool. No, I'm not going to do that video. I'm going to take us to another video. Nope, I'm gonna do right hand, left hand, and then I'm gonna let you go. Have an amazing day, and I will see you on the other side. Winwithlorenzo.com. I'm in your corner. I want to see you win. I hope you got something from this session. I hope you were inspired. And check this out.
If you had to choose between consistent and powerful breakthroughs in every area of your life or consistent and powerful relationships with your friends and your family, which would you choose? Well, I'm here right now to give you a tool that will enable you to not have to choose. I want you to know that you could have this and that. And to many of you, it sounds absolutely impossible. And honestly, for me, until about a week ago, it seemed and felt impossible as well. I was in a course this past week, and inside of the course, they had a guest instructor, this lady, Stacy Martino, and she came on and she said something like this. She said, I notice a lot of things that happen in my work with people who go to events or do personal or professional development. They're always working on getting better. They're looking at having breakthroughs and making themselves the best person that they could be. So they go to these events and they have these breakthroughs, and then they come back and have times with their friends and their family, and a couple of things, an interesting dynamic usually happens. And I don't know if it's happened to you, but maybe you've been at a dinner or something and Aunt Sally says, I want another piece of pecan pie. And you're just, 15 days fresh off of why the raw vegan juice diet cleanse is the best. And you begin to find yourself, without even realizing it, vomiting everything you've learned and shared with this aunt who just wants this piece of pecan pie. And she's not really trying to hear anything you're trying to say at this moment. What Stacy said is that two things tend to happen, right? The first is that maybe you'll lose some of your breakthrough, right? Maybe you'll begin to draw back because you want to be more in relationship with your friends and your family, right? There's a discomfort that comes up. And so in order to keep the comfortability, in order to keep the relationship, what you will do is begin to lose your breakthrough. The other side of that is somebody might say, screw my friends and family, to heck with them, because this is the best I've ever felt and I'm the happiest that I've ever been. And so if I need to cut people out of my life, then that's what I'll do, because I'm interested in my happiness, my breakthrough, and my success. If we're honest, neither of those two solutions is any good. It's not a win for anybody, and it actually sucks. I want to look at the three types of people in your life. The first category of people are toxic people. We're not even going to talk about toxic people right now because they should be nowhere near you. The second category of people are your friends and your family. And the third category of people are your seventh power people. So your seventh power people are the people in your life who are like your tribe. They're the people you do masterminds with. They're the people you grow with. When you read a book, your seventh power people are the people that you want to share your book with. You go to a class, you're like, listen, you need to look at this class. They're the people who are on that personal and professional growth and development path with you. And then there are your friends and your family. They're not toxic people. They're just not on the same professional or personal development path that you are. They're not interested in the same things that you are. And that's really okay, because we all don't have to be interested in the same things. The truth is that the biggest percentage of people in your life are actually your friends and your family. And so it's not in your best interest to cut them off. So the conversation becomes, what do you do? So great. I'd ask, if you're still with me, I hope you are, that you would stand up as we do this exercise and just put your two arms out. In your left hand, we're going to have your seventh power people. We're going to have your tribe here represented in your left hand. And then in your right hand, we're going to have your friends and your family. In your left hand, these are the people that champion you. These are the people that stretch you. These are the people that are challenging you to grow. And quiet as it's kept, or just to be honest, they're the people that are probably pushing you up the hill, kicking you, making sure you reach your goals. And then in your right hand, you have your friends and your family. Now, they're not toxic people, but they're just not on the same developmental path that you're on. And remember, that's okay. Put your hands together. Remember this. Pain happens when you don't know what hand you're in. I'm going to say that again. Pain happens when you don't know what hand you're in. So I want to give you 2 steps of how you can avoid this pain. The first is to know what hand you're in. Your left hand, you have your tribe. This is the place where you're pouring into people. This is the place where you're going to be poured into. And then on your right hand, you have your friends and your family. And dare I say it, this is probably the group that you might have to buck up with, right? When you go somewhere, you're just going to have to know, I'm going here with my friends and my family. Everybody isn't on the same wavelength, but we love each other and we're committed to making it work. So let me just get myself together. Let me not try to regurgitate and vomit all of my personal development and professional training down their throats. So the first step is to know what hand you're in. And then the second step is to know your role. So on the left hand with your tribe, your role is to pour in. Your role is to grow. Your role is to challenge. Your role is to pursue. But on the right hand with your friends and your family, your role is to lead by example. No one's going to hear anything from you if you're not being the example of what it is you're learning and what you're espousing and what you're sharing with other people. And then the second part of that is to love your family enough. And I just want to read it because I love how it said, give unconditional compassion to them for wherever they are in their journey or life without judgment. Your role, your second role in your family and your friend group is to give unconditional compassion to them for wherever they are in their journey of life without judgment. When you do that, and when you lead by example, your friends and your family will come and they'll ask you what it is you're doing. Consider that in your left hand, in your seventh power group, in your tribe, that group is for you to receive. That group is for you to pour. But when you're in your right hand, that's where you're giving. You're giving to your family and friends out of the well that gets created by your tribe, out of the well that gets created by your group. Out of that energy, you now pour and you help and you sustain and you be there for your friends and your family. So pain comes when you don't know which hands you're in. And I want to encourage you to know which hands you're in and to play your role. This will get you to avoid pain. You'll have this and that. You'll be able to have a life of consistent breakthroughs, but also consistent relationships with your friends and your family. Please like my page or follow my page so that you can stay abreast of everything that I'm posting, but also leave a comment and let me know some of your thoughts or reactions to this lesson. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the other side.
Pain comes when you don't know what hand you're in. Listen, family, it has been 57 minutes. I endeavor to start on time and end on time. Thank you so much for participating, for being a part today. This has been our discussion on the fourth industrial revolution. My purpose is to help you live a happier, healthier, wealthier, more fulfilled life in every area. You can visit my website, www.winwithlorenzo.com, for more information to connect with me. You can connect with me on all social media platforms at Win with Lorenzo, and someone, myself probably, or someone on my team will be responsive to all messages. Thank you so much. Share if you care. God bless you, and I will see you on the other side.